Boom.
Week 6, and we got a fresh batch of picks for you. 8 questions, millionaire slate, Nick Johnson, Daily Fantasy Insider. What's cracking, boss?
What's cracking is some good games this weekend.
Absolutely. Let's get right to it. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
Question 1. Kirk Cousins, Deshaun Watson, more passing yards. How you feel about it? I like this one.
Yeah, I do too. I like Kirk Cousins in this one. People are fading this game because they think that Minnesota is going to blow out Arizona. Do you guys remember the Minnesota-Buffalo game?
You guys remember that?
You guys remember that one? That game happened.
I love the Cousins-Thielen connection on this one. People forget, the Cardinals won last week, but they got absolutely torched by the 49ers. We're talking 80 plays, Beathard QB5 finish. Cousins is going to do whatever he wants if he has time.
Yeah, CJ Beathard did that.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
Question 2, most rushing yards. We got Joe Mixon, Christian McCaffrey, Chris Carson, and Isaiah Crowell. Crowell might be banged up, but if he isn't, he gets a lot of the touches, Nick.
Yeah, I'm not going to go with Crow on this one. He had a great week last week.
He
He had over 200 rushing yards.
But he didn't have that many looks.
Yeah, not a ton, and he might not even play.
Yeah.
I think most people are going to stay on the top line for this one and go with Mixon or McCaffrey, but they have fairly tough matchups on the ground. McCaffrey's touches are pretty solidified, but I actually like Chris Carson in a sleeper pick here. He has been running the ball very well the last 2 weeks since the Seahawks have really committed to the running game. So I'm going to go Carson on the C-bet here.
I'm with you on this one. The Steelers have done one thing good on defense this season. That's slow down the run game. That'll affect Joe Mixon. I agree with you on McCaffrey. He'll probably catch more balls than accumulate on the ground. Chris Carson is the lead dog in that Seattle backfield over Mike Davis. Rashad Penny's a special teamer. And Russell Wilson hasn't been running, has been forced to focus on his ground attack, and that's been really good for Carson. Great matchup in London. Question 3, most receiving yards. We got Mike Evans back in it, back on bye, but you like Julio Jones as the A-bet. AJ Green, Antonio Brown round out the group. Is this Julio week? That's what I've heard.
It is Julio week.
Yeah.
Now, this is a dominant group of wide receivers right here.
This is really good. These are wide receiver ones.
And I think they're all in good spots this week, but this has to be Julio week. He historically just cuts apart this Tampa Bay secondary, and it is vastly worse. I never thought that'd be possible. It is vastly worse than it has been in recent years. He's getting crazy volume. This is just going to be a huge week for Julio.
It would be awesome if he played his whole season against the Tampa Bay Bucks, right?
Yeah,
12
maybe
games,
actually draft
1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. Smash.
Yeah.
This is the easiest one of the slate. Question 4, most receptions. We got Keenan Allen, Jarvis Landry, Jared Cook sneaking in. I like that. And Mo Sanu on the D-bet. What do you like here, Nick?
I'm probably going to go with Landry on this one. This is the exact opposite of the last question.
Yeah.
I loved all the last options. I'm not really fond of any of these ones here, but I do like Landry's volume. Those other guys, they're splitting targets amongst some other weapons on their team. Landry's really the only dude for Cleveland right now, and Njoku hasn't really stepped up. They're missing Higgins this week. Willis is also now out after, I think, breaking his leg yesterday. Or collarbone. It was his collarbone yesterday in practice. So I like Landry on this one.
I agree with you. Landry is the biggest option in Cleveland, but I'm going to go Jared Cook here. I think he is so integral to Derek Carr's check down mania. It's just Eli Manning, but 3 yards further down the field because he doesn't have a Saquon. He just gets Jared Cook in the flats and picks up his 6 yards, shrugs his shoulders, and moves on to second down. I love Jared Cook in this matchup against a Seattle secondary that's banged up, especially at the safety position. I think he can exploit the middle of the defense, and they can put up a decent amount of points against Seattle.
Derek Carr's Check Down Mania. It was the name of my high school band.
Question 5, most total touchdowns. This one's got some interesting names. We got Tyler Lockett as the A-bet. You heard that right. Stephon Diggs, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Deshaun Jackson looking to make you pay on the D-bet. What do you like here, Nick?
Well, as a KU football fan, sad face, I have experienced many Tyler Lockett touchdowns against my team since he's a former Kansas State Wildcat, but I'm not really sure why he's the A-bet here. These other options are okay. I think it's a bounce back week for Juju. I was really high on him last week, and he disappointed. Still scored a touchdown, but didn't see a lot of targets. I think he's going to bounce back this week against Cincinnati.
Juju, #1 red zone target. #1. This is a touchdowns question. I agree with all the other ones as touchdown threats. They are touchdown threats. Juju is the #1 touchdown target on his team, and he should be at least a B bet. I'm sorry, Stephon Diggs, you're a very nice man, but Juju needs a little bit more respect when it comes to catching passes in the red zone. Slow last week. I think you nailed it. He'll bounce back with authority. Question 6, most passing touchdowns. We got Matt Ryan. As usual, he kind of lives in the A-bet here. Ben Roethlisberger, Philly Rivers, and Andrew Luck. So what do you like here? You like Luck on the D-bet? I don't think so.
No, I don't. Tampa Bay's horrendous secondary hasn't gotten any better since we answered question number 3. So I'm still going to go with Matt Ryan. I think he's going to have a monster game this week against the Bucs. Could be a potential shootout, 45-38, something crazy. I like Ryan big time in this contest.
I'm honestly surprised Jameis isn't a part of this group, but I agree. This is a smash correlation spot for Matt Ryan. Roethlisberger and Rivers are in decent spots, more so Roethlisberger, but Matt Ryan is hot and with a dream matchup. Lightning questions are here. 2 to win $1 million exact. Your first one is Adam Thielen going against the Cardinals. We like Kirk Cousins, but do you expect a big game from AT? That's the nickname I'm giving him. AT, Adam Thielen. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's very creative and unique, and I'm really proud of you, Rick.
Yeah.
I do like Adam Thielen a lot this week. He's totally his matchup is completely irrelevant. He gets open no matter what. He catches those underneath passes no matter what. He gets volume no matter what. I love Adam Thielen this week, and we do think the Vikings are going to throw it. And if they're going to throw it, it's going to Diggs and it's going to Thielen. They don't have very many other options right now. So I'm going to go 130 for Thielen. I think he's going to go higher than normal this week.
That's a safe number. I like that. I might even like a little bit higher. Adam Thielen is the #1 target on this pass-preferred offense that is going to struggle with the run. And the one thing the Cardinals do well on defense is they rush the passer. And who's got the most targets when Kirk Cousins is under pressure? It's Adam Thielen, and it's not even close. He is the safety valve. He is the hands team on offense, and he's going to have a really nice game. I'm going to say 143 and a tote. You like that?
I do like that.
Everywhere, like Michelle Branch.
This Cardinals secondary, the whole team is just like playing not to lose. So on offense, they're just like, well, I hope we can move it. And on defense, they're like, I hope we can not give up touchdowns. So they just play real deep. They let everything underneath go, get caught. And Thielen is pretty good with yards after the catch. So I just think it's a smash spot for Thielen.
Trent Taylor roasted them in the slot last week. How do you think Thielen's going to do?
What is a Trent Taylor?
Rounding out this $1 million contest only on Boom Fantasy is DeAndre Hopkins, exact receiving yards, going up against the Bills. Interesting scenario. Might see a little Tre'Davious White. So you got Hopkins total going up or down this week?
I do have it going down just a little bit. Tre'Davious White is a phenomenal corner. He sometimes shadows, but against teams that have more than one weapon, he's been staying put on his spot. So I don't think he's going to shadow this week, where Houston has Fuller, who's also a strong target for Deshaun Watson. But he's still going to get his fair share of Tre'Davious White. And the Bills play very slow. This is going to be a slow-paced game, not a lot of snaps. I like 85-ish yards for DeAndre this week.
That's very solid, especially when you consider it's kind of a force feed thing with him and the receivers. But Fuller getting healthy, Kiki QT going to play, right? So you could see a pass-first offense, but without the force feed that the previous 8 years of Texans quarterbacks would be doing. Might see some nice little distribution action. I think he's going to go with 99, just short of the 100-yard bonus if you got that rule. Super tilting. But I think that the Bills are going to struggle in this game, and the Texans are going to cruise. Sneaky Alfred Blue game. I don't know how you feel about it.
Interesting. Yeah. Depends on if Lamar Miller plays.
That's it for the early slate, Sunday, week 6, $1 million. You're welcome. You love it, Nick? You love your picks?
I do love my picks. I also love $1 million.
So. Well, go to the War Room. Tell everybody. DFI War Room. Tell everybody you love your picks, huh?
Yeah, head on over to the War Room. We've got lots of header plays this week that we like. We've been on a pretty good hot streak the last few weeks, so come join in on the fun, make some money.
Daily Fantasy Insider, Big Play Coach Jay, Rick Rosen, Boom Fantasy, most iconic crossover event of all time.
Yeah, that's what I've heard on the streets.
We'll see you for Monday, kids.